Hello friends, good morning. Today we are going to study the Unit 3 of Applied Mechanics, that is coplanar non-concurrent force system. Myself Ruchi Srivastava, working as principal for a Diploma Engineering College, Parul Institute of Engineering and Technology Diploma Studies. So what we are going to study in today's, what we are going to study in today's lecture, first is force, second is characteristics of force, third is system of force, and fourth is types of system of force. To start with, it becomes very important for us to define what is a force. So, it is an external agent which changes or tends to change the state of a body. I'll give you a very simple example in this particular case. Suppose there is a rock which is lying on the road in a hilly region and you all are traveling in a bus. So what will happen? The bus will unable to move forward because of the blockage due to this rock. So all of the passengers will try to come out and try to push the rock so that they can start moving. But they are unable to move the rock. So you are trying, कोशिश कर रहे हो, right? But it is not happening. So कोशिश करना is nothing but tends to change. Okay? State of a body. What do you mean by the term state of a body? State of a body means कि अगर बॉडी आपका रेस्ट कंडीशन में है तो फोर्स के कारण वो मोशन में आएगा. अगर आपका बॉडी मोशन में है it will come in rest condition under the application of force, or it may try to what we call it as accelerate the motion of a body. Okay, generally whenever I ask our students the definition of force, so the prompt answer from our students is that it is generally a push or a pull. So you can see that the image in the front is trying to pull the block and the image behind the block is trying to push the block. Okay, so it is an external agent which changes or tends to change the state of a body. Now we will study the characteristics of force. What is the characteristics of a force, right? So generally when we talk about any particular person or any particular thing, whether living or non-living thing, we generally define or identify through certain characteristics. Same way, if I say that I am applying a force of 10 kilonewton, 20 kilonewton, 100 kilonewton, 1000 kilonewton. So what is 10, 20, 100, 1000? It is nothing but a magnitude. Okay. So first characteristic of force is magnitude. Second is a simple example I want to quote over here, which I have already told in the class also. You can see that this is a particular duster lying on the hands. Okay. Now if I am applying the force exactly at the center and the line of action is coinciding with the center, what will happen? It will try to produce which motion? It is trying to produce a linear motion. Now I am changing my point for applying the force at the edge. Okay, so when I am applying the force at the edge, you can see what is happening. The block is rotating. That means it is very, very important to mention the point of application. In the first case, the force was acting at the center. So what happened? A linear motion, as it was the line of action of the force was coinciding with the CG. Similarly, when the force is applied at the edge, so what happens? It is trying to rotate. Okay. So second characteristic of force is very important, that is point of application. Third important characteristic is directions. We know we have got north, east, south, west, 4 directions. And if I want to have 8 directions, it is what we call it as northeast, southeast, northwest, southwest. Okay. So we have got different directions. Now it is very important that you are applying force in which particular direction. Direction can also be specified with the help of inclination or angle. So in the diagram you can see that we are representing the direction with respect to angle. The fourth characteristic of force, as we discussed in the definition, is nature of force, that is pull or push. And the fifth and most important, which will be used in almost all definitions, is line of action of force. Now what do you mean by the term line of action? I'll give you a very simple example. Suppose if I take a chalk or a stone, right, and then I try to throw it. So you can see the motion in the form of a projectile or in the form of a curvy linear motion, right? So that is nothing but the line of action of the force. So same way, in this particular diagram, you can see that the force is acting at point C, right? If I extend the point C in the forward and backward direction, so it is meeting at the point A and point B. So line AB is called as the line of action of force. Okay? So in short, if I want to say that what are the characteristics of force, so we can say it is magnitude of a force, direction, line of action, point of application, and nature of force. Okay? Now, what do you mean by the term system of force? Okay? If in a particular body only one force is acting, can we call it a system of force? For a system, we need two or more forces. So, for a system of force, we can say that when two or more forces act on a body, it is called as a system of force. Now, what are the different system of forces? You can see the classification. It is classified as coplanar and non-coplanar. Then coplanar is again classified as collinear, parallel, concurrent, non-concurrent. Similarly, non-coplanar is again classified as parallel, concurrent, and non-concurrent. So, we are going to study in detail regarding different system of forces, which you have already studied in the unit 2. But just a brief idea I am going to share with all of you. So, first is coplanar force system. The word coplanar, co means together, plane means in a one plane. As I already mentioned that the word line of action is very important. In this also, when the line of action of all the forces meet or lie in a one single plane, that is either xy or yz or zx, then it is called as a coplanar force system. You can see the different figures. Then we have concurrent force system. What does it say? The line of action of all the forces meet at one common point. It is called as concurrent force system. Then this is a combination of coplanar and concurrent force system. You all have performed practical of parallelogram in your laboratories. This is the diagram of that particular equipment, right? So you can see that all the forces are lying in xy plane and the line of action of all the forces is meeting at one common point. So it is called as coplanar concurrent force system. Now non-concurrent. Concurrent means line of action is meeting at one point. So what will be non-concurrent? Non-concurrent means the line of action will not meet at one common point. Okay? So the line of action of the forces does not meet at one point is called as non-concurrent force system. Okay, and if the line of action of the force is lying in the same plane and does not meet at one point, you can see in the figure that there are F1, F2, F3, F4 forces. F1 and F2 line of action is meeting at a point. F1 and F3 line of action is also meeting. F3 and F4 is also meeting, but all four forces line of action is not meeting or coinciding. Okay, so it is very, very important that all the four forces line of action should meet, then it will be called as concurrent. So in this case, as all the four forces line of action is not coinciding at a point, it is called as non-concurrent force system, and all the forces line of action is lying in a plane XY, so it is called as coplanar non-concurrent force system. So now you can see an example. Can you see an example? Right? It is a slab, okay, of ground with 4 columns. So the plane is XY, but the forces are at different positions, and if I extend the line of action, they are not going to meet at a point. Okay, so it is an example of non-coplanar non-concurrent force system. This is also one example of non-coplanar concurrent force system. So today we start with the next topic, that is moment, which we are all very aware about it. The first definition of moment is a turning effect which is produced by a force on the body on which it acts. As I gave you a very simple example, that if this is a block and it is in my hands, if I am trying to apply the force is trying to rotate it. Okay, so this is the turning effect of the force, which is called as a moment. Another important definition of moment is that it is a product of force and perpendicular distance of the point about which the moment is required and the line of action of force. You can see that a red color point load is acting at free end of a nut. Okay, and the force is applied in such a way that it will try to rotate the nut. Okay, so the distance, perpendicular distance, is D, that is horizontal, because force is acting vertical. So perpendicular will be at an angle of 90 degree. Okay, so M, that is equal to force into distance, P is force, D is perpendicular distance between the point about which the moment is required and the line of action of the force. Now tell me, what will be the unit of moment? Moment is what? Force into distance. So unit will be, what is the unit of force? Newton or kilonewton. What is the unit of distance? Meter or mm. So we can say that the unit of moment is either kilonewton meters or Newton mm. Okay. Now, how many types of moments are there? We know that moment is trying to rotate the body. Okay. So, how can we rotate? How many directions we can rotate? So, we can rotate either in clockwise direction or in the anti-clockwise direction. So, therefore, there are two types of moment. Number one, clockwise moment, and number two, anti-clockwise movement. Now, आप सबने सुना होगा घड़ी का कांटा, है ना? तो जिस डायरेक्शन में बॉडी मूव होती है, कौन से डायरेक्शन में? घड़ी के कांटों की डायरेक्शन में. इंग्लिश में उसको क्या बोलते हैं? क्लॉक हैंड्स. ठीक है, तो उसको हम बोलते हैं क्लॉकवाइज मूवमेंट. सिमिलरली उसके अगर अपोजिट डायरेक्शन में बॉडी को रोटेट करते हैं तो उसको बोलते हैं हम एंटी क्लॉकवाइज. तो क्लॉकवाइज मूवमेंट को हम कैसे डिफाइन करेंगे? क्लॉकवाइज मूवमेंट को हम डिफाइन करेंगे, इट इज़ द टर्निंग इफेक्ट प्रोड्यूस्ड बाय अ फोर्स इन द डायरेक्शन अपोजिट to the clock hands, that is called as anti-clockwise movement. And if the tendency of the force is to rotate the body in the direction of clock hands, then it is called as clockwise movement. So I have shown you a simple diagram. You can see in this diagram clockwise movement and anti-clockwise movement, right? क्लॉकवाइज एक तो घड़ी दिखाइए, घड़ी का जो कांटा है कैसे मूव करता है? क्लॉकवाइज. ठीक है, और दूसरा कैसे मूव करता है? एंटी क्लॉकवाइज. तो वी हैव शोन इन दिस टू डायरेक्शंस, क्लॉकवाइज एंड एंटी क्लॉकवाइज. ओके, नाउ हाउ कैन वी डिफरेंशिएट क्लॉकवाइज मूवमेंट एंड एंटी क्लॉकवाइज मूवमेंट? बहुत सिंपल है. सबसे पहले हमको डेफिनेशन बोल देनी है. क्लॉकवाइज मूवमेंट की डेफिनेशन क्या है? टेंडेंसी ऑफ द फोर्स टू रोटेट द बॉडी इन द डायरेक्शन ऑफ क्लॉक हैंड्स. तो एंटी क्लॉकवाइज की क्या होगी? टेंडेंसी ऑफ द फोर्स टू रोटेट द बॉडी इन द डायरेक्शन अपोजिट ऑफ द क्लॉक हैंड्स. ओके. दूसरा, साइन कन्वेंशन. क्लॉकवाइज को हम हमेशा क्या अज्यूम करते हैं? पॉजिटिव. एंटी क्लॉकवाइज को हम हमेशा क्या अज्यूम करते हैं? नेगेटिव. तीसरा, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट एग्जाम्पल, आप सब रोज मॉर्निंग में उठ के ब्रश करते हो. ब्रश करने के लिए आपको वाटर टैप ओपन करना पड़ता है. ठीक है, आप वाटर टैप कौन से डायरेक्शन में ओपन करते हो? क्लॉकवाइज क्या एंटी क्लॉकवाइज? थिंक एंड लेट मी नो. ओके, सो आप लोग जनरली वाटर को ओपन करते हो कौन से डायरेक्शन में? क्लॉकवाइज क्या एंटी क्लॉकवाइज? इट इज क्लॉकवाइज. ओके, और उसको अगर आपको बंद करना है तो कौन से डायरेक्शन में बंद करोगे? क्लॉकवाइज में. ठीक है, क्लॉकवाइज में आप उसको बंद करते हो, एंटी क्लॉकवाइज में आप उसको ओपन करते हो. सेम वे नट है. ओके, स्पैनर लेते हो, स्पैनर से अगर आपको नट को टाइट करना है, ठीक है, तो आप फोर्स कैसे अप्लाई करोगे? क्लॉकवाइज. और अगर नट को आपको लूज करना है तो आप क्या करोगे? फोर्स अप्लाई करोगे अपोजिट डायरेक्शन में. दैट मीन्स एंटी क्लॉकवाइज. सो एंटी क्लॉकवाइज में एग्जाम्पल है लूजनिंग ऑफ द नट एंड ओपनिंग ऑफ द वाटर टैप. ठीक है, ऐसे और भी बहुत सारे एग्जाम्पल्स हैं जो आप से देख सकते हो, डे टू डे लाइफ में आप यूज़ करते हो. So these are the example of clockwise movement and anti-clockwise movement. So I think our today's lecture is sufficient. Thank you all. Tomorrow we are going to study the principle of movements and we are going to solve the numericals of the movement. Thank you.